Now, I definitely want to dive into this one because I think there's definitely so many layers, and I want to dive into it. So, Pierre, I want to start with you. As a comedian, how do you?
When I wake up in the morning. It's good, motherfuckers. Well, I'm just now getting home. I've been out since 12 p.m. When I wake up in the morning. What's good, Mike? How you doing, boss? Try is on his way. Yeah, you know how we do. We always stay up nocturnal and shit. No shit, that theme song gets on my fucking nerves. Uh, I mean, I can make you a copy too if you want. It's just gonna take me a while for me to get it all together. Speaking of complete series, look what I got today. Yeah, man. It was all fucking sale too, so I was just like, fuck it. I know y'all motherfuckers awake. I know a little freak in Hollywood. Sucks on dick. Does it real good. Yeah, man. Originally it was $74, but I got it on a special deal for 56. And it's crazy because I had some of the seasons downloaded on my laptop and I just deleted them because it was just like and I just told myself I gotta make some room on my laptop and stuff like that too. I'm trying to get some more music shit. But at the same time it was just like I saw it in stores. I'm just like, damn, Deja Vu works like a bitch. I don't know why superhero movies are just long for no fucking reason. I don't know if it's just me. I think Marvel is a tad bit overrated. I mean, I'm more of a DC fan than Marvel, if you ask me. But when it comes to Marvel, I kind of like lesser superheroes than fucking DC. That's just my personal opinion. But one thing I can honestly say about the Batman movie today was like, at least the story was engaging compared to like other Marvel movies I've seen. To me, Jeffrey Wright, he made the movie as a commissioner. I'm not even gonna lie. I also went to the movies because I had a craving for some movie theater popcorn too, and I was busy legitly all fucking day. I did not even feel like going home at the moment. Yeah, Jeffrey Wright is very underrated as an actor. I loved him ever since I saw him in that Martin Luther King movie. Yeah, man, movie that, and it's like I could have bought my own popcorn, but the thing is, at the moment, my microwave for my popcorn fucked up, and that's like legitly the only way I could have made my popcorn. But and like I said before, I was legitly out all day today, so I was doing deliveries, I was seeing friends, I had to go to the mall, like because originally I was wanting to see this movie online, but it was just like it's been a while since I really went to the movie theater, so I'm just like I can kill about $15 to $18 and stuff like that. And it has to be a movie I really want to see. and stuff like that. Because it's like going to the movie theaters now. It's like a chore sometimes to just going, finding the right ticket, um, finding the right popcorn, finding the right seats. I didn't want to go in like the daytime because I know that shit was gonna be mad packed, so I kind of went to the 10:15 showing. It was packed, but it wasn't packed to the point it was insufferable. How was Uncharted, by the way? But yeah, like, because I think before this movie, I saw House of Gucci, the Lady Gaga movie. I think that was about a little over a month ago. A little over a month ago. Not even gonna lie, I did not like that movie. Like Lady Gaga did a thing, but it was the script I had a problem with. Yeah, it was the fucking script I had a problem with and shit.
Yo,
Hey fam, what's up?
what's good, man?
Yeah, I was just giving my thoughts on Batman and shit.
What did you think about it?
You want my honest opinion?
Yes, that's what we do here.
I felt like it shouldn't have been 3 hours long. I was just saying
Way
that.
too long. It was long.
Yeah, yeah.
And the thing is, I'm accustomed to seeing long movies too. Like all the Lord of the Rings were like 3 hours. Justice League, Snyder Cut was 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? I've seen long movies, but I think there were some scenes that they could have trimmed down.
and especially in the beginning.
Yeah, no. To me, towards the end, I feel like some of those scenes could have been trimmed down shorter.
Really? Because I felt like
Yes.
the end it picked up towards like the second third to like the last third and stuff like that. I felt like the beginning kind of it
Like,
set back. I liked how the beginning introduced Batman, which
yeah.
I'll get my thoughts on old boy, but
Mhm.
it was just superhero movies sometimes can get unnecessarily long
Mhm.
at times, and
Right.
I feel like they just want to throw in different shit just to throw in different shit.
Yeah.
The dude that played Batman, the Christian guy, the Twilight, honest opinion, I did not
Robert,
see him. He was too whiny as Batman.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, he was too whiny as Batman. And
See, not
some of the
I.
shit that he was doing as Batman,
Mm.
I'm just like, what the fuck?
See, not I think he was a good Batman. The problem I had was with the Riddler and the Penguin. Did not like their characters. Colin
Riddler,
Farrell. Colin Farrell wasn't even in the whole film. He's in like in a couple scenes as Penguin. And the best scene to me with the Penguin was that car chase with him and Batman on the highway.
yes.
That was the
Yes.
best scene with Penguin in it. Like he wasn't featured. I'm like, how do you have an arch villain like the Penguin who's thrown into this film as a secondary character? He was like a side protagonist,
They should
not a
watch
main villain.
they should watch Batman Returns on how to write the Penguin and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
And
the dude that played Riddler too, I did not
Mhm.
like.
Paul Dano, I've seen him in stuff before. He's a good actor. I didn't like the Riddler, the look of the Riddler, because it was more like he had like a. There's a movie called The Collector. It's like a horror film about like a serial killer. He had like that mask on, but he sounded like Bane underneath the mask, like the same way
Right.
Tom Hardy played Bane in the Dark Knight Rises, and you could barely understand what he was saying. That's how Paul Dano sounded as the Riddler, and it was more psychotic serial killer. I'm like, well, this is like borderline Joker. Joker is this, not Riddler. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Exactly.
And I just felt like I didn't like that whole look. People love it. I didn't like the whole look of the Riddler. I would rather have the classic green and black suit with the hat and the cane. I think he would have been just as, good with that outfit. I didn't like Penguin's uh being thrown in. It was like he was like an afterthought. Like they focused more on Batman and Catwoman than everybody else.
So, what did you think of Zoe Kravitz in the movie?
I thought she was good. I think and I think they got the right casting for her because I can see her as a Catwoman, and she's gonna have her own spinoff. So I think we're gonna see more. We're gonna see her grow into that character. I think it was good. It was more like not bad girl Catwoman, is more like anti-hero. She was helping Batman against the Penguin and the Riddler, which is something we never seen. Every time you've seen Catwoman, she was a part of that crew. She was, in this, if we go back to the 60s show, she was always helping the Penguin and Joker and Riddler. Even in Batman Returns, she joined up with Penguin. But this one was different because she wasn't on their side. It was like she was looking for a girlfriend at the nightclub, and she was helping Batman, and that's a Catwoman that we haven't seen. We've only seen that in the comic books and the animated movies.
Yeah, because to be real, Catwoman, it's like the writing with Catwoman can sometimes be very complex because there's some
Right.
interpretations.
Mhm.
I never saw her. I'm gonna be real. I never saw Catwoman as a villain. She's more like an anti-hero, in my personal opinion.
I think she can go both ways. It's almost like a wrestler that turns heel, but he could be a babyface too.
Right.
And she was more face than heel in this film, and that's like we've never seen a Catwoman like that on the big screen. I do, and this was another difference that there was more Batman than Bruce Wayne. Like
Yes.
Robert Pattinson,
Right.
it might be like maybe 2 scenes he had as Bruce Wayne, but it was like his character was like he kind of shied away from that lifestyle after his parents died. He didn't want nothing to do with it. And we saw him mostly in this film as Batman, and that's another thing that we haven't seen in no Batman film.
Yeah, because like it's like when he was Bruce Wayne, it's like blink and you missed it. To be real with you.
Right. You know what I'm saying? The only time we saw him as Bruce Wayne, it was like in the beginning when he came back to the cave and Alfred, I think it was like in the morning time, Alfred had made him some coffee or whatever.
You
know
barely saw Alfred too.
You barely saw Alfred, right? You know what I'm saying? Alfred didn't really have like a strong presence in this film like the ones in the past, like Gary Oldman and Michael Caine. You know what I'm saying? But and then you see Bruce Wayne when he went to the funeral for that the cop or whatever that got killed by the Riddler. But that's the only time you saw Bruce Wayne in the whole film. Like he was mostly Batman in this film.
Right.
And I thought the film was good. You know,
it was good.
It was good, but again, I think people get caught up in the moment. I've heard people already call it a classic, and he's the best Batman ever. I'm like, no, he's not. Like, yeah, like y'all forget. Like, I lived through every incarnation of Batman from the Keaton era to now. I'm like, he's not the best Batman. Let's put a stop to that.
To me, the best Batmans will always be Michael Keaton and Kevin Conroy. My personal opinion.
Oh, you going with the animated dude? I mean, like for the movies on screen, like.
Hey, I mean, I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just saying. I might even have Adam West over Robert Pattinson, and I'm not even a fan of campy Batman, which we still got to talk about campy Batman too.
Robert Pattinson did his thing. This was a good look for him. You know what I'm saying? Moving forward, hopefully he comes back and does the sequels, because I mean there was rumors that he didn't even want to do this film. You know what I'm saying? He was butting heads with the director Matt. He was butting heads with the director Matt Reeves, and he got COVID when he was filming this movie. Yep. You know, and even I saw the Fandango interview with the whole cast. When the lady asked him the question about is he gonna come back, he didn't say yes. So it's like, you know, I don't know if he's doing that because he wants to wait and see, you know, doing the whole wait and see approach with how much numbers the movie's gonna do. But I'm pretty sure they signed him on for a couple of sequels. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, because the box office is already on doing some good results too and shit. So
I don't. The thing with DC, they stay rebooting their 2 main characters, Batman and Superman, and it's preventing them from exploring their universe. Like Marvel don't do that. Marvel don't do reboots. Like they go ahead and they explore. You know, they take chances on the different characters in their universe, and DC don't do enough of that. It's just now that we're starting to see, you know, movies on The Flash and Aquaman 2 and Black Adam is in I think July or whatever. They're just
Yep.
now starting to do it. They should have been doing that 20 years ago.
They should have been
But
doing that years ago.
right, and it's like
And-
they keep this whole reboot, and they're gonna do it again. This is not gonna be the last time we see a Batman. Like if you know, because they're already talking trilogy for this. Okay, so let's say Pattinson does the trilogy, and then that's it. So then it's what they're gonna recast another Batman.
Mhm.
Like, come on, like they have to stop doing this. Like, is one I don't know if they try. I feel like they're trying to be like James Bond. You know, like how we've had
Yeah.
different incarnations of James Bond. I don't look at Batman and Superman on the same level as James Bond.
Same.
That's like a holy grail. Like, I don't feel like a whole bunch of people should be portraying that character. That's
In
just
my
me.
personal opinion, I was just talking to Mike about this. It's like,
Mm,
personally, I'm not the biggest Marvel fan, but one thing I will give Marvel credit is that they give each superhero its chance to shine.
right.
I've always had this issue about DC. It's always, if it's not a Batman movie, it's a Superman movie. And then they came out with that whack ass Batman and Superman movie,
Mm.
in my opinion. Hell, I'm not even gonna hold you. The Joker movie
I like
was
that.
a welcome change.
That
in my
because it
opinion.
was something different other than Batman and Superman.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Even though it's tied to Batman, the Batman world or whatever, but it was something different. And they showed that like we can sell a film that's not a Batman and Superman film.
Right.
That's what they need. That's what they need to do more of. Like we got Black Adam has to be a home run for them because I've been hearing of Black Adam for the last 10 years. So it has to my movie has to be a success for them. You know what I'm saying? And you got the Flash finally. We get a Flash movie. That movie has to be a success for that.
I can't wait for that one.
Yes,
The
Black
Flash
Adam
has
and the
been my
Flash is what I
third.
want to see.
Yeah, it's like the Flash has always been my third favorite after Batman and Superman and shit.
Right. Those two I'm more excited to see than the Batman. Like those two have to be home runs for them. And then you got Aquaman 2 in December. Like this is like their biggest important year ever on the big screen. Like they have to hit home runs with all of these films coming out.
Yeah, don't forget they also came out with that Wonder Woman movie a while
Right.
back ago and shit.
That got mixed reviews because I remember watching it on Christmas Day when it came out and it was like it was okay. I don't think it was mind blowing though.
It wasn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And
from what I've seen, it wasn't mind blowing.
I feel like they got for these 4 films this year, they gotta hit home runs with all 4 of these films. If they want to be if they want to be taken seriously and one day be on that level of Marvel, because I don't feel like they're on that level of Marvel when it comes to the big screen movies. But if they want to be on that same playing field with Marvel, they gotta hit home runs in 2022 with all 4 films. And I
Most
think
definitely.
the Batman is a good start, and we'll see how Black Adam does and the Flash and Aquaman too. But I liked it. I thought it was a good film. I think my main concern was Robert Pattinson, and I felt like he proved to me already that he's a good Batman. That they can build the DCU around his Batman, and hopefully he stays long enough and he's not trying to jump ship like Ben Affleck did.
Definitely. Hey, give me 1 second. I gotta go downstairs to get a trash bag right quick.
Yeah, Wonder Woman. Oh,
I gotta show you this right quick.
yeah. Maud. Oh, you got that on DVD?
Yeah, the complete series.
Wow, that's dope.
And I was just telling myself I need to get it because I got like a lot of space in my laptop. I got to clear up, and I got a few episodes downloaded and shit. So I'm just like,
Right.
leave that shit.
Wonder Woman. I didn't like part 1. I thought part 1 was boring. Part 2 was better, but there was some holes in the editing. Like you could tell, like they had time to mess with the film because it was one of those holdovers because of COVID. But I like, at least she had her one of her main villains with the cheetah, was in that film. I enjoyed it. I thought it was better than part 1, but there was still some holes in that. But they're moving forward. That's what they got to do. They got to develop their other characters. Wonder Woman, I'm hearing she's gonna be also in Shazam Part 2, so she's gonna have a cameo in that. And they're working on Wonder Woman Part 3. Like I said, like the movies coming out this year got to be home runs for them, and then they're doing the Batgirl. I want to say the Batgirl is going to be a film. It's either going to be a film or it's going to be on HBO Max as a series. But that has to be good. Everything that they're doing on TV is good. But if they want to be taken seriously with Marvel, they got to start developing their other characters besides regurgitating Batman and Superman, because it's tiring now. Like I wasn't excited to see this film because I'm like, yo, I've been through all incarnations of Batman. I've seen all of them, and it's like like when we thought Affleck was gonna stay, he wanted out. So now it's like now you got Pattinson. We're in the Pattinson era of Batman. How long is he gonna be Batman? That's my whole thing. Because if he's only doing the trilogy and he's not doing no spin-offs or nothing, then we're gonna be right back in this same situation in what, in 4 or 5 years with another Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like it gets tiring. It's like they have a vast thousands of characters that they could be doing movies for, and they still stuck on Superman and Batman. And this is why they're behind Marvel, because Marvel giving you everybody. They're giving you Moon Knight, they're giving you She-Hulk, they're giving you Hawkeye, Loki, you know, a new Captain America. They're giving you different characters that people are going to be excited to see on screen. You know what I'm saying? And DC not doing enough of that.
Right.
You know, so hopefully, I don't want to see. I didn't want to see a new Batman even back in the 90s. I didn't want to see a new Batman when they had Kilmer and Clooney. I didn't want to see them. You know what I'm saying? Because like especially George Clooney, he's not a comic book type. You know what I'm saying? He was one and done. It's like I didn't want to see them, and look how that turned out. And it's like, you know, I feel like it's like for a quick cash grab. Like, okay, we're gonna reboot the whole DCU and starting with Superman and Batman and get our money like that, and then we'll figure shit out, you know, after the fact. But they gotta come differently now. You know what I'm saying? You got 4 major movies this year that's coming out, and if they all do successful, I think that's when people are gonna be like, yo, like DC is starting to bring out the hits on screen. Marvel better start thinking about shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know. And I love the music. We didn't even talk about the music. They played Nirvana, Something in the Way. That's my favorite song on Nevermind.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Wow. You did mention that.
Yes. I love that Nirvana song. Yeah, they were playing that a lot in the film. I thought the score was good, and yeah, it's a good movie. I definitely suggest people go see it.
Oh yeah, like don't expect like Batman Returns or any of that shit. It's just
right.
It's something different, but it's something unique at the same time.
Yeah, definitely enjoyed it. You know, yeah. I mean, it's making a lot of money and it's getting a lot of positive reviews, but I feel like people are caught up in the moment now, though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people say it's a classic and Pattinson was the best ever, and I'm like, it just came out. How is it already a classic?
I hate that shit. I want to be real too. I want to say what I have to say. I'm gonna say it shouldn't have ran that fucking long. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it ran too long. Like the part toward the end when I don't even want to say because I know people ain't watching, but the something happens towards the end of the film, and I thought that sequence ran too long. Like it, you know what I'm saying? It should have ended like maybe 20 minutes ago. And the thing is, it's so crazy because DC is notorious for editing their films down from 4 hours to like 3.5, 2 hours or whatever. And with this film, they let it run longer. And this is a film that they should have cut some time off of.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like I went to see Batman versus Superman. That to me was a great film because of Ben Affleck. You know what I'm saying? But they meddled with the editing for that film. That's why it wasn't a classic film, because if they kept it the full, I think it was like 3 hours or whatever, 3.5 hours. If they kept it like that, it would have been we would have fleshed out more scenes on how Batman was discovering a lot of these meta-human superheroes like the Flash and Green Lantern. He had on his hard drive, but we only see him watching the video of the different characters from the form of Justice League, but there was no footage of how he discovered them, and they had all that on the cutting room floor. That if they had kept that stuff in, it would have been a great film. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with the whole debacle with the Justice League and Zack Snyder leaving because his daughter committed suicide. He had to leave the project. Josh Whedon comes on and totally botches up that film. And then like a year later or a year or two later, we get the Snyder cut, which was the 4-hour epic that he planned originally. That was the best film of last year to me. I love the Snyder cut. I think that they should have kept Zack Snyder to do all the other films, but you know he wanted to do his own thing, whatever. But this is a film that they could have cut at least 20 minutes off, 20 minutes of footage off of, and they let it run long. And I'm like, yeah, some of them scenes at the end they could have been cut out, but other than that, it was a great movie.
Right. All right. Other stuff I want to talk about tonight.
Where is everybody? I don't see nobody in here other than Mike.
Right. I'm
Sam,
just like, nigga,
and Ronnie, where the fuck they at?
I'm just like, nigga, we've been later than this. Don't tell me y'all.
And they've been on here. Where they at? Are they protesting Reg or something? What going on here?
Hell, they're probably watching Batman too. Fuck.
Is that what it is at this time? 3:25? I know we late,
Well,
but we came on at 4 or 5 a.m. when these motherfuckers was here.
Right. Like I said, I saw Batman at the 10:15 showing and shit like that. I didn't get out the theater till like close to, I think, 10 after 1.
Yeah. It's
crazy too because I literally got a little. I purposely went a little late. I know them previews was going to take forever. But is it me or are the preview times shorter than usual now? Because the movie started at, they said the regular show started at 10:15, but I got there like 10:30, and I was seeing the Elvis promo because you know they're making another Elvis movie.
Oh, they? Oh, like Lord.
Wow. Tom Hanks is going to be in this, so I'm just like, well, maybe Tom Hanks can. Because the dude that's playing Elvis one I've seen, I'm just like,
yeah. I mean, but you know.
But like I said, I'm just oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying that the trailers, I think, see, like they release trailers now on YouTube, so I don't really think they gotta show the full trailers anymore like that.
Right, because I remember back in like the 90s and shit, trailers used to be like 3 or 4 trailers. Yeah. Then the 2000s, it's like 8 previews sometimes. I'm just looking at myself like, goddamn. That's why I just started coming to the movies a little later and shit, because it's like,
I think that's what it is, like, because they releasing the trailers like straight to online now. It's like anybody could watch it. You know, it's like by the time they get to the theater, it's like, oh, we already seen, like for the Super Bowl, like a lot of the trailers they showed during the Super Bowl, I already saw it. The one trailer I didn't see was the Nope trailer, but other than that, like I saw the trailer. They had the trailer for Batman. They had the trailer for Doctor Strange. All those other trailers I saw already. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you still want to talk about that VH1 list or shit?
I mean, you want to wait till we could do that Sunday night. We could do that.
Okay.
Maybe you want to.
I was just asking and shit.
I would just I like well, I don't like the list. I like certain albums on the list, and there was like certain albums that I never heard that I checked out today, like Fleetwood Mac, Rumors album. That's a dope album.
This is the first time you listened to it?
Yeah, like I seen it. Yo, you know what's crazy? I entered a contest for that on vinyl last week, but I didn't win the contest. But I never heard that Fleetwood Mac album, so I'm like, being that it was on the list, I checked it out. It's definitely a dope album.
Best rock album of '77 in my opinion.
The Pretenders debut album, that was dope. I enjoyed that.
I need to get into them.
Yeah, this is the first time I heard them, but I definitely like what I heard.
I know one album I checked out myself was Bob Dylan's Blonde on Blonde, which I do want to talk about one day.
Right. Yeah,
even though I'm not the biggest Bob Dylan fan, but I got some surprising stuff to say.
Talking Heads, the album.
Yeah, you asked me about them. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I fuck with Talking Heads. You already know.
Kraftwerk, the Trans European Express.
Never heard the album, but it's been sampled a lot in hip hop.
Yes. Jay-Z sampled the title track for It's Alright with Memphis Bleek. Yeah.
Somebody else sampled some shit from there. African Bambaataa. Yeah, that's the one.
Right, for Planet Rock. Yeah, they did mention that in the VH1 special.
Two things that surprised me about that list. They ranked Purple Rain higher than both Thriller and Off the Wall, which don't get me wrong, love that album, love Purple Rain, but you know VH1 was always on MJ over Prince, so it was kind of surprising to see Purple Rain a bit above Thriller and shit like that. But Thriller should have been top 20.
That should have been top 5. How do you have Thriller like number 23 or something like that? And Purple Rain, I'm like, what? And all these damn Beatles albums are ahead of them? No.
That's my main issue with these VH1 lists. They be on the Beatles. Those early VH1 lists, they be on the Beatles dick.
They had way too many Beatles, way too many Rolling Stone albums on here.
Whoa. They had a good amount of them. The Rolling Stones albums they picked, they picked it at the right spot, especially that was at the classic period. But I felt like
all those Rolling Stone albums they had on, Sticky, was it Sticky Fingers or whatever? You love that one?
And, I love everything they did in that period. Everything.
Okay.
Being biased. The Beatles, they should have spaced those Beatles albums out because personally, I wouldn't put the White Album that fucking high. That is like 40 or 50. The Rock Press, they overrate the Right Album. I like the White Album is cool, but there was like a hell lot of filler on that one.
Revolver was number 1. So Revolver is the best Beatles album ever to people?
My personal favorite is Abbey Road, but Revolver is like my second favorite. But I'm not gonna call it the greatest album. Hell, I would put Beach Boys' Pet Sounds over that album, to be real with you. And I feel like Pet Sounds, that's like my second favorite rock album of all time.
I don't think none of those Beatles albums fucking with Purple Rain and Thriller. I don't understand how they in the top 20. What?
At least
Lauryn Hill album was low, bro. I'm like, what?
Was low?
It was low.
That was too high.
What? What was that, like 37?
Aretha, David, Led Zeppelin. I mean, don't get me wrong. Miseducation. I don't dislike Miseducation, but that should have been like the 50s at least.
But
it was way
the first rap artist to win Album of the Year Grammys. Like, how was she in number 30 something?
I get it. Hell, Public Enemy was number 20, and I feel like they were ranked right on that one.
They ranked all of the black artists low, and they had the Beatles high on the list and David Bowie. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I like those artists too, but damn, boy.
They only had 2 Bowie albums.
Bro, it's like they had 4 Beatles albums in the top 10. What? Was the Beatles paying them off? Like, what the fuck? Remember, number 11 was a Beatles album. Wasn't that
the White album?
That the White Album? Yeah, that was number 11, and then the 3 others is in the top 10. Over Michael and Prince.
From the Beatles that should have been in the top 10 was Abbey Road and Revolver.
I'm
sorry, but Sgt. Pepper is a bit overrated. I like Sgt. Pepper, but we're going to talk about that. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm like, come on, but the placement for a lot of them was bad. Tina Turner. Why is Tina Turner? Tina Turner should have been in the top 10. How with Private Dancer? That's our comeback album.
Top 60 for me. I'm not going to put it top 10.
60. You didn't like it like that?
I liked it, but in terms of albums from the 80s and shit like that, I will kind of put like certain albums above that one and shit like that.
I grew up with that album.
Sade's Diamond Life. If they
where was Sade at? I didn't see Sade on the list.
But one album in terms of rock, they should put Led Zeppelin 4. I was looking all over for that. I'm just like, the album was Stairway to Heaven, Black Dog, Going to California. Really, one of the best-selling albums of all. They put 2 Zepp albums. No, scratch that. 3 Zepp albums. 3.
They forgot a lot of. Well, I guess they were just going by straight rock and not pop or whatever. But Phil Collins, I thought he was rock. They didn't put Face Value in there.
I'm okay with that. I mean,
no, what? That's one of his best albums solo. In the Air Tonight is on that album.
Solo. But let's be real. A lot of people only love that for In the Air Tonight.
That was it. That's his signature song as a solo artist.
I get it, yeah. But
he has to do. If you see Phil Collins in concert and he don't do that song, you got to get your money back because that's his signature song. Not the studio, not anything else. One More Night. It's In the Air Tonight. That's his signature song. He's rock, right? They didn't have him on that list. So what they consider him like what?
They had Peter Gabriel, so
exactly. And so Peter Gabriel album was better than Phil Collins?
Hell yeah.
I gotta hear that then. I never heard that album. I got the single for Sledgehammer, but I never heard the album.
That whole album shits on anything Phil Collins did.
I gotta hear that. That's that album then.
That album was so rock.
Exactly,
pop,
Mike. That show made Miami Vice. Exactly. That was the theme song for Miami Vice. How was that not in the top 10?
But it's Peter Gabriel.
I'm talking about Phil Collins though.
I know. I'm just saying, but Peter Gabriel shits.
Oh my god, come on. You act like I don't even think he's in the Hall of Fame. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Peter Gabriel, he is? Oh.
Yeah.
I got Phil
think he's
Collins
the member.
already.
He's in the member as Genesis and as solo, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, lucky him. I got Phil Collins though. I got Phil Collins. I'm gonna check out that Sledgehammer album. Because
it was more
from
than
what
just
they
Sledgehammer.
saying, but I know, but from what they saying, they're like, oh, he did. It's like world beat. He got like world beat on that album. And excuse me if I'm wrong. I thought world beat was that was Paul Simon's lane, Graceland.
Yeah, Paul Simon, they crucified that motherfucker when he came out with that Graceland album. And I'm not even gonna lie, I'm more of a still crazy after all these years, motherfucker, than that album.
Right, and he got album of the year for that album.
He did.
Graceland, yeah. You know, they had 2 Simon and Garfunkel albums on the list, and you only got no Phil Collins. What is that?
Well, Simon and Garfunkel, they were important in the next to the Beatles. They were more important and shit. I mean, the albums from Simon and Garfunkel, I can respect that. Like, they had a Bridge Over Troubled Water and Bookends
right.
and shit.
Bookends, right? They were, but they were doing shit that the Beatles were doing.
They were like what Beatles were doing in England, Simon and Garfunkel was doing in America and shit.
Right. Joni Mitchell, you fuck with her?
I fuck with her. More of songwriting. I'm not the biggest Joni fan, but I fuck with her. I'm more for when she does jazz. I'm more of a fan when she does jazz and shit.
Right. Yes, her album Blue made it on the charts. So I'm gonna listen to that because like dealing with her breakup and she was dating somebody else at that time and
yeah,
that's his classics, yo. Sussudio, In the Air Tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like Phil Collins, 80s Phil Collins was like he was great. How was he not on that list? That's like highway robbery right there. You know, Madonna Like a Prayer. And I told you this when we did the Like a Prayer of review. Her fans, that's considered like her magnum opus, and that was like number 100. That was 100.
Because you got to remember, Madonna was still popping at that time, and she was still coming off a Combat Trail and shit like that. So she was considered, I guess, how can I put this? She was like the edgy motherfucker at that time that people had to recognize because of the influence she had on like the boy band and the Britney Spears and all that shit. But personally, I would have put the Like a Virgin album over that one.
Right.
If you want to pick one Madonna album, because Like a Prayer was cool, but it wasn't all that to me.
I like some songs. I don't think it's some magnum opus at all. To me, I still got Like a Virgin and True Blue. Nobody mentions True Blue, and True Blue had bangers on there.
It was alright.
You didn't like True Blue?
True Blue was cool, but it was
Open Your Heart, La Isla Bonita, the title track. Like she had some major hits on it. Pop It on Preach, my favorite. Shit. That's one of my favorites. That she had major hits on True Blue, and nobody mentions that album.
Shit, my favorite Madonna album, low key, is Erotica.
Erotica was great. Another album they don't mention, and I understand why because of the sex book at that time. But still, like that was one of her most underrated albums.
I'm waiting. Can't you see? I'm waiting. I was like, woof.
Lift the Tell, a classic. That was from a movie too. I forgot that the movie it came from. That was a great song. I'm like this. She had some underrated joints that our own friends don't even mention.
Can we talk about the disrespect they had for jazz in that list?
Right, John Coltrane.
I mean, I love Miles Davis. Don't get me wrong, but they should have been John Coltrane's Love Supreme.
They were rated low. They were rated. James Brown. They had Sex Machine on that list. That was rated low.
I love James Brown, but if they was going to pick one, I would have picked Live at the Apollo. Sex Machine was good though, but
right. But wasn't Sex Machine was recorded live too though, right?
Some live, some studio, from what I remember. Yeah,
right. Yeah, I didn't like that.
I'm surprised they put one Elvis album, the Sun Sessions. That was number 21.
I never liked Elvis, so I don't think.
All right, bro.
I don't like him. Never liked him. You know what I mean? No. He shouldn't have been on the list at all. Like you could have kicked him off and put Phil Collins on there. That's what you should have did.
Let's not get carried away.
You know, they left off a lot of alternative rock. Where was Red Hot Chili Peppers? I didn't see them on that list. Where were they at? So
That I'm
mean to tell me, so Red Hot Chili Peppers never made a classic? Where was Green
shit. I
Day? I
mean,
didn't see Green Day on the list. Where were they at?
well, I'm
Limp
grateful
Bizkit.
about that.
You're grateful about Limp Bizkit, where were they at? Like Significant Other? That's like one of their best albums.
That recently came out, so they weren't gonna put that.
Oh, they wasn't gonna put that?
Yeah. The
Well,
only
at
reason why
least-
they put Miseducation was an OK Computer was like the impact that they made and shit.
They left out some groups though, but I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised they didn't put Elton John. I'm surprised about that.
Right. Where was Elton John? He I think he was talking and I saw him interviewing that, but he wasn't. His albums wasn't mentioned. Billy Joel, where was he at?
Who?
Billy Joel.
Fact. But I'm not even gonna hold you. I would have put Who's Next a bit lower and shit like that. I like Who's Next, but I'm more of a Quantifinia fan over that one.
Who's next?
From the
Who's
Who.
that? Oh, yeah, they had a lot of Who albums on there too.
Well, of course. I mean, because the Who was like British Invasion and shit like that.
I never got into the Who. Never got into them.
To me, I like them more than Beatles and Stones.
They had
Shit,
I like the Police, Synchronicity. Love that album.
trash.
But again, it's like the placement. I think that could have been higher. You know what I'm saying? We got to do our own list of rock albums because I don't like their list. Their list was all over the place.
The rock album list is coming.
Yeah, we gotta do that because this is ludicrous. You know what I mean?
I'm grateful they put all Jimi Hendrix albums and shit. That
Right? Yeah, Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, he made it. You know, but it was like they were going for like REM first album. Is that really their best album compared to Monster? Monster was a better album.
I never fucked with REM.
You never fuck with REM? Monster and Out of Light, that was better.
If I was to pick one REM album that I would pick, it would be like maybe the '92 album, and that's just out of respect for the group, you know, because you know these rock fans and shit. Just if this list was better than the Rolling Stones 500 greatest albums and shit.
I don't even remember that one. It was that bad?
You said what?
It was that bad?
Yeah.
Knee-boy is up. Him and Mike is up. What happened to the rest of them? Hear Me Clearly or Diet Coke? I still got Diet Coke. Diet Coke. Hear Me Clearly is dope. I didn't hear Nigo on the song though. Like, did he produce the beat? Because I didn't hear him on there. It says featuring Nigo. Where is he?
What are you talking about? Oh, Pusha T.
The Pusha T single with Nigo. You know Nigo. He's like the founder of Bapes.
I didn't hear him either.
I didn't hear him on it. It says featuring Nigo. I'm like, what did he do? Did he do the beat? Because he's not singing or rapping.
I think he did do the beat.
You did?
Because some rap songs they'll probably have like a featuring producer sometimes too.
He wasn't.
I'm more of a Diet Coke is my shit.
Yeah, definitely.
But I was telling you earlier, man. I have a lot to say about this fucking One Day at a Time show because the main character sometimes gets on my nerves. And yeah,
the mother.
Some episodes she has a holier than thou attitude. I just want to slap the shit out of her.
You think so? They were broke. How did she have a holier than thou attitude?
I'll explain it more, but it's just like as a divorced woman, she felt like the world owes her something because she's divorced and raising her kids.
Oh, come on. Black people do it every day.
Like I'm gonna get more into that.
The single black women do it every day. So
exactly. But like I said, this was like the first show that really tackled divorce like that.
What is the controversy with Slaughterhouse? Because I totally ignored what they were saying on Instagram. I don't care about Slaughterhouse. So I mean, like, what's this whole controversy with them?
Niggas still trying to keep Slaughterhouse alive. That's the funny shit. I'm just like, Slaughterhouse dead. Like,
I feel like they just doing this for publicity for the album.
They have a new album. I thought they broke up.
Yeah, they have well, the album is with Crooked Eye and I want to say Joel Ortiz is on there. That's about it. So, but it's a new Slaughterhouse album with just those two. Royce and Budden ain't on it, but I saw like people posting. I'm like, I don't care because I don't listen to them no more. So
I was never really a big Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, I wasn't. They were cool.
Individually.
Right. I like their stuff individually. Like they were. It was cool to see them come together for the first album, but I didn't listen to none of that other shit that they dropped. So
Right. That was that weird era when a lot of rappers were just doing shit together just to do shit together.
They dropped the ball with that shelved album that Just Blaze produced for them, the one that Eminem never put out. That was probably gonna be they big album,
If it was
and
marketed right.
Eminem didn't put it out because, th- I mean, from him at the time, he's saying that they wasn't checking in with them. Why did they have to check in with you if they're recording the album? I don't understand like why he wants to. You know what I'm saying? The only time they should check in with you is when the album is almost done and you're planning, the album cover pictures and the promotion for it and the singles. But other than that, it's like if they're busy doing other projects, and I'm sure they were busy doing other shit besides the Storehouse album, why did they have to check in with them?
I feel like it's more low key when it comes to Slaughter. I feel like it's more to the story when it comes to that breakup and shit.
But if M was the one that put the super group together, he picked Joe. So how does he's not like him?
Cause Joe Budden he's one of them niggas like that. He talks so much shit, and we just listen to him just to listen to him. Sometimes I'm
I
gonna be
didn't.
real with you.
There's also another thing. There's also something else going around online about what he said about Superstar selling records and Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion is a superstar compared to Joe Budden. So I
Yeah,
don't
like
know where he
Megan
get
actually
that
went
from.
gold.
Right, but this whole thing about, oh well, if you sell a certain amount of records, you're super. That don't just make you a superstar though. It's not
A lot
about
of
selling
rappers
records.
never, a lot of rappers never went gold or platinum, but
Exactly,
these motherfuckers make
exactly.
them out to be like
When
these
was the
superstars.
last time Jadakiss went platinum? I'll wait. Because it's not like all his shit was going
Jada,
platinum. And he's a superstar, right? He's like a god to people. When's the last time Black Thought went multi-platinum? I'll wait. And he's like the GOAT when it comes to bars, right? So now we're going by, oh well, okay, so Vanilla Ice sold 10 million, so he's a superstar now with one fucking hit. Come on. You know what I'm saying? This is why I don't get caught up in all that, all the numbers and shit. I'm like, because Joe Budden don't know what they're talking about. Like, Megan Thee Stallion is a superstar, and she's a bigger star than him.
love it or hate it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I was on his street team with Def Jam. They didn't promote shit up for his album, only the Pump It Up song, and that was it. So if people think he's a superstar, they bugging.
In my opinion, Joe Budden has a more following podcasting than his music.
Exactly. They known for his podcast. They don't know for his music. Ask a nigga to name a song from Mood Music 3. You know what I'm saying? I think I know more Megan Thee Stallion songs, and that's bad over Joe Budden shit.
I know more Cardi B songs than Joe Budden.
Like Joe Budden, come on, man.
Also, let's talk about this fucking the game and shit.
That's another thing. It's a lot of bullshit coming out with these people. Like, what is wrong with y'all?
Because the game, whenever it's a Drink Champs, motherfucker want to make a big deal out of when the motherfucker talks reckless shit. So he's gonna say how Dre did. I mean, Kanye did more in his career than Dre and Eminem and shit.
No, he's bugging. Dr. Dre gave you that record deal, like not Kanye. You wasn't signing good music last time I checked. You know what I'm saying? And then he responded to 50 and that whole thing about he put G Unit in a casket when you did like a nice little diss record or whatever. You didn't put them in the casket. You didn't stop G Unit from doing any numbers. So what is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? He act like he ran through G Unit and he bodied. You're not a better rapper than Banks or Buck. So what is he talking about? he put G Unit in a casket when? I missed that. You know, if anything, you prove that you can sell records without G Unit's help. You did that, but you didn't stop G Unit.
Man, Kanye only did like 3 songs for this motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? He's not on good music. Like you was on Aftermath. Dre got you that deal, not Kanye. Kanye was off doing his own thing with Rockefeller. So how did Kanye do more than him? Do more for him than Dre? Dre put him on the Compton album. Only Game album. Only time I heard the Game on the Kanye album was Late Registration. I ain't hear him with nothing else. You know, did he do anything else on the Kanye album? Or maybe I missed it.
Well, Kanye always have a lot of uncredited guests, so you never know who's on what.
Maybe he did. I don't remember hearing him on anything else other than Late Registration. You know what I mean? So I think the Game is talking out his ass as usual, and I think he's severely overrated. The people act like every album he got was great.
And I'm not gonna lie, the game has a consistent discography for the most
Yeah.
part.
But every album he got in a classic though.
That's true.
Y'all think Jesus Piece is a classic or the Red Album? I don't think it was.
Both of those was my least favorite albums.
You know,
And it's funny how you mentioned that shit too, like because I was
he
going to really talk shit.
he
But
he
documentary,
he said he put G-Unit in a casket. I'm like, you did? When? Because I missed this. I remember being around for the G-Unit mixtapes and all that. I don't remember you dismantling G-Unit. They did that on their own. They imploded on their own. Young Buck and 50 and Banks and Yayo. That I don't think had anything to do with game. You know, I'm like, this nigga delusional. If 50 do a versus with him right now, he beating game. Game ain't got no bigger hits than in the club. Well, I get money. He ain't got it. And 50 mixtape bag is deep. And game wasn't doing mixtapes like that. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to hear that shit. I'm like, I told people, I'm like, yo, if 50 do a versus right now with game, he's beating game. It ain't about who had the better discography. 50 got bigger records. You know? People got it fucked up when Fat Joe went against Ja. Everybody was picking Fat Joe. I'm like, Fat Joe ain't got the bigger hits like Ja Rule though.
Ja Rule was actually coming to North Carolina too.
Is he? You gonna go see him?
I'm really trying to see the New Edition concert.
Oh yeah.
I'm really trying to get those tickets Tuesday.
Game need to go sit his waist deep ass down. Yeah. That I was like, come on, game. Are you trolling now? I'm not even watching that interview. That shit is like 4 hours, and I know it's gonna be all interruptions by Nori.
That's I can never sit through a whole Drink Champs interview. Nori just
4 hours. What the fuck are you talking to him about for 4 hours? What is he saying?
Nori 4 is not hours? A good interviewer. He's not a good interviewer, man.
Like, I don't know how the hell Nori got views like that.
At least DJ Vlad lets motherfuckers talk and shit.
Right. 4 hours? Nah.
At least Art of Dialogue lets motherfuckers talk and shit. Every time the story gets Nori be like, yeah, like shut the fuck up. Damn.
I think I'm more entertaining to do a 4 hour live stream than Nori is. I can't watch Nori for 4 hours. I don't even want to watch him for one.
Hell, I'd rather watch. Wait, I would not watch Fat Joe's podcast because that's even worse.
He has a podcast?
Yeah, he had a podcast on the Revolt TV and shit.
Fat Joe? I didn't even see it.
Like I said, it's just like Drink Champs. He never shuts the fuck up either. Like,
wow, crazy.
And this is the thing. Not every rapper can be a podcaster. Like Lord Jamar Roddigga, right. they good. Godfrey, he's good and shit like that. Say what you want, but Talib don't interrupt either and shit. I don't even fuck with Talib.
And I watched Talib. I watched more Talib than Drink Champs.
Right, I just can't support that shit either.
Talib come with facts. You know what I'm saying? He ain't drunk when he's talking and he interrupting people. You know, and he has different guests on there. Like, when was the last time you seen a podcast with Guapale on there? Well, he had Guapale on there. You know?
Yeah, he has some good. I'll give him that. He has some good people, but it's just his attitude. It's just, I just want to smack the shit out of him.
I know how you feel. He's mad that look, he got to get over that. The Super Bowl show, it came and went. NFL ain't want him. They wanted household names. He's not a household name. They wanted Snoop Dogg, Dre, exactly. They wanted household names. You're not a household name. More people know who Snoop Dogg is than the game. He's not a household name.
Hell, more people know Kendrick more than the game.
Exactly. And he's it's not even like 20 years yet for Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? More people know who he is.
That's amazing.
You know, he's did a lot in a short amount of time. You know, you just got to get over that. You're not, and why would Dre invite him to the Super Bowl show if you're sitting up there talking about Kanye did more for you than Dre? Like, exactly. That's a slap in the face to Dre. That's a slap in the face to Dre. Dre would look like a fool. Dre would look like a fool if he had invited him and then this nigga turn around and say that.
Mind you, 50 pushed the Massacre back. They have to make 50 push the Massacre back.
Exactly. He pushed his own project back to make your album a classic.
Exactly.
And he's talking shit about how you put Gene in a casket. When?
Like a lot of this
I'm
shit, it
good for
wasn't
that.
always 50's fault. Because even the game too was siding with motherfuckers 50 was beefing too. So how do you like I can't some of the shit I can't get mad about how
I
50
don't
reacts to this
understand.
shit. And he's pushing his albums back and you over here butting up with Joe and
What
Ja Rule. Come
what
on now.
wasn't 50 still like wasn't 50 like making money off of his albums?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, he
That
wrote
was a
some shit. Yeah, I
time,
think he wrote some shit for the game too.
right? There was a time that 50 was eating off of his albums and shit. You know what I mean? And then he makes that terrible Belly too, and he dissed 50 in the movie too. I'm like,
Because mind
bro,
you, that was around the time when G Unit was trying to expand to like
mm,
different coasts and stuff. Because
right,
Young Buck was from the South and stuff like that,
mm,
and they wanted to
right.
expand to the West
G Unit
Coast.
South, yeah, yeah, definitely.
By the way, I'm gonna stay on for like another 10 to 15 just to let you know.
I don't know where he coming from with that shit, boy. He sipping that lean. Did you see that video he got with Kanye, that Easy joint?
That's the one where he killed Pete Davidson, right?
Yeah, it's like in claymation and shit. That shit is
I saw
funny.
some of it. It's kind of disturbing. I didn't. I'm not really
Well,
trying to.
I'm like, have you all seen Pete Davidson? Like, does he look like a threat to anybody? I'm like, why is Kanye so concerned about Pete Davidson? He's not a threat to nobody. You know?
Because people want to make a comparison like, oh, well, it's okay for Eminem to talk about killing his wife, but y'all get mad at Kanye. I'm just like, well, I never fuck with Eminem, the Kim song from Marshall Mathers
But
either. So,
Eminem did said more about his. He did, remember on Just the Two of Us, he said like you could tell he talking about Kim on that joint with his little daughter on there. You know what I'm
yeah, at
saying?
least he didn't make a video.
Right, the album cover he had like a dead body of his baby mama in the trunk. Like, come on, Eminem did worse than Kanye, and he didn't get half the flack that Kanye got.
But I don't think Eminem actively stalked Kim the way Kanye did.
Well,
I'm
I
just,
know there was that incident that Eminem ran up on her and some dude that she was dating. That actually happened because he went to jail for that.
yeah, that part, but not like what Kanye is doing, like dressing up as bushes, which I don't even think that's really true.
Right,
I'm just like, if he really did that shit, I'm just like, really,
he's not
nigga?
doing that. Come on, man. He should not be. He should not look at Pete Davidson as a threat. I'm like, he's not a threat. The dude look
Right,
goofy
nigga,
as fuck. Like he's
you a
really a
whole
threat to you.
billionaire and shit.
I'm like, if you really think Kim Kardashian is gonna like settle down with that goof, like, come on, that's a drive by right there. She's just having her fun with him.
That he's over here dating females that look just like him and shit.
Like, what he was dating Ariana, like Ariana ain't stay with his ass. He a goofy. He goofy. You know.
They didn't write shit for Get Rich or Die Trying. He wasn't
Come
even
on,
in
man.
50's orbit at that time because they didn't
He
really hook
wasn't.
up until like 04, 05.
He
So
wasn't. I don't think he was signed to Aftermath then. He
nah.
wasn't signed to them at that time.
WAP 100 needs to sit his ass down too. I'm tired of his ass too.
He ain't bugging.
He got the right name, WAC 100.
Whack 100. I think he's hilarious on SNL, but if they got rid of him now, the show they're not dying to have him back. They still got Keenan over here. He funny, you know. I'm like, come on, I'm like Pete Davidson, boy. Like this is who you're infatuated with. You, oh man,
Fucking clown looking at.
crazy.
I gotta catch up on Power to be real with you.
You didn't see Power?
I had to finish last week's episode, and I of course I didn't
Oh,
watch tonight's episode because
The Force joint. Yeah, I feel like they running they slow with it right now. They got to develop these characters faster.
yeah, it's like the first episode was good, but the
Mm,
next couple of episodes was just like
yeah,
all
it's
over
like
the place.
we
Like the
don't
plots all over the place.
we don't know like anybody's stance on anything just yet. Mad TV was good. I wasn't like I watched it once in the blue, you know.
Yeah, I wasn't really raised that much on Mad TV because I know people say it fell off in the later years, which unfortunately, that was the episodes I watched in the later years. But
Right.
the earlier seasons, I glanced, it was okay,
Right.
but it wasn't like in living color level.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. Pete Davidson, like that's a threat to you. How many dudes been with Kim Kardashian? I ain't seen him go this hard after them. Nick Cannon went after Kim. He ain't get Kim pregnant. He getting everybody else pregnant. He ain't go as hard with Nick or with Drake. You know, crazy.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I almost broke
Oh
my laptop yesterday.
yeah, I remember you telling me.
Yeah, because I was making some dinner, and then
Mm,
my laptop charger kept coming out,
right.
and pretty much I was trying to fix that shit, but then I kind of like slammed the charger down or some shit like that. But
Mm.
I was like mad. It was just like shit, like fuck, okay. And then the
Ah,
screen, the
mm.
screen did like some weird colors. I'm just like, please don't tell me this is happening.
Kanye is
So
not doing that. I don't believe Kanye is that crazy that he's gonna do that. I don't think
not
he's
that.
there. I think this is all promotion for Donda 2. That's all that's about. To get people to talk. That's what he do. You know that. Every time we hear Kanye, once Kanye hits social media, what is it? It's always an album dropping or a new Jesus sneaker. Because other than that, you don't hear about him on social media. He don't be on social media like that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? This is all Donda 2 just came out. It's on that streamer, whatever the fuck you call it. I haven't heard the album because I'm not buying that streamer shit. You know what I'm saying? This is all promotion to get people to talk for Donda 2. Him and being on the game new song. That's all promotion to get people to talk for Donda 2. That's all that's about. People get caught up. People still get fooled after all everything that happened. People still get caught up in Kanye's in what Kanye do. This is all promotion, and this is like, you know what I'm saying? He knows what he's doing. Like, this is all promotion to get people to stream Donda 2. That's all it's about. He is not going to kill Pete Davidson. You know what I'm saying? This man, he might be crazy, but he ain't stupid. He's not going to do that. Even if he come out and say it in the video, it don't mean he's gonna actually run up on Pete Davidson and kill him. I don't believe that. You know, he ain't OJ Simpson and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh Lord.
If Kanye don't do it yourself, let OJ do it. You know, he's not doing that. I don't get caught up in all that. I'm like, I know what Kanye doing. He's a smart businessman. You know what I'm saying? Good publicity, whether it's bad publicity, good publicity. He knows how to buy. He knows how to drum up publicity for his stuff. I ain't buying the stunt play. I don't stream shit anyway. Like, I'm a collector. I like physical copies. If that shit ain't on physical copy, I ain't fucking with it. So I ain't fucking with that. Benny dropping, I believe it's the 22nd. He's coming out. I know it's this month. He said he's coming out. So if it's not next week, it's the week after next, he'll be dropping. When is Pusha dropping? Because I haven't gotten a date for that yet. For his album. Conway album is phenomenal. I love Conway
Love
album.
that shit.
That's his most personal album, and I'm glad that he did that. I'm glad that he showed a little bit more of himself. We just came out with the video for Stressed, one of my favorite songs on that album, and dealing with mental health and how he was feeling, when he was in the hospital laid up, from the shooting, and that was a dope song, man. And the Chanel Pearls with Jill Scott, and she's rapping on that. That was fire. Piano Love, that's dope. Wild Chapters with Ti, love that joint. Tear Gas with Weezy and Ross. That album is fire. That's like one of my favorite albums right now for this year. Love the
I agree.
production, love the features, and yeah. I'm not worried about Conway. Everything Conway's been dropping is always gonna be heat, so I'm not worried about them at all. You know, him and Benny always drop fire shit. You know, a lot of a lot of good albums coming out for the beginning of this year. You know, we had Shane Orr with Food for Thought. You know, we had Corday. He had a dope album, and you know, Conway dropped a dope album, Currency and Alchemist. We can talk about that next week. You know, Benny about to drop, Pusha about to drop. A lot of good albums coming out. I'm impressed. That's the way to start off the new year, man. Just give niggas some solid albums to talk about. Lucky Day. I haven't heard nothing new from Lucky Day since his first album, so I want to hear what he got coming out. Yeah. The RZA, did you hear the RZA joint?
With a scratch?
Yeah.
Not yet.
That's a dope little project. It should have been long. It's only 7 songs. I would have liked it to be at least 10 or 12 songs, but the production on that reminded me of like early Busta Rhymes albums, like the Coming and When Disaster Strikes. He had like that type of production with the deep bass lines and the dope beats. Definitely a fire project, and it's been a long time since I could say like RZA. You know, I like the RZA album because I haven't liked anything since Bobby Digi.
Yeah, that's saying something.
Yeah, you know, the Digital Bullet and all that. I didn't care for all them other projects, but this was like a nice little project. Saturday afternoon, Kung Fu Theater. That was dope. Yeah, mad man. I know El Camino dropped something. Your old Drew dropped something. I gotta hear those, but it's been some solid projects already coming out. Red Hot Chili Peppers, they dropping a new album too. Jack White, he got a new song with Q-Tip. It's called Heidi Ho. And I think I know Jack White has a new album out. It's either coming out or it just came out. And I like the joint with him and Q-Tip. That was dope too. It comes out Friday. I'm gonna check that out. The Lucky Day album.
Yeah, I need to check out Lucky Day. A lot of people say he's dope.
Yeah, his first album was good. I enjoyed his first album. He can sing, definitely. He's a good singer.
Yeah, man. 4 more minutes, I'll stay on.
Pete Rock dropped a new joint because he got Pete Cemental's Part 4 coming out. Yeah, because he dropped Part 3. I want to say he dropped Part 3 like was it last year? I think year before last. So he's coming out with them more frequently now. You know, and he also got a new joint with Cannabis that's coming out. So that's gonna be interesting. Pete Rock and Cannabis. So I want to hear that. LMA dropping. Hopefully, she need a new album. People been asking when she dropping some new shit. So I definitely love her first album. Hopefully it's just as good. That shit is dropping, man. Did you see the Muggs documentary? The Muggs documentary he did.
The Muggs documentary for Cypress
Hill? Yeah, he did a documentary. It's like a 12-minute documentary for Soul Assassins Volume 1 because it's like I think like 25 years this year.
Yeah, I saw a post on Facebook earlier.
Yeah, it's on his YouTube channel. It's like 12 minutes, and they have like footage of like when he was in the studio in '96 with MC8. MC8 came to New York to actually record that song from the Soul Assassins album because he was in New York recording, and they showed footage of Wyclef when he was recording. You know his forgot the song he did on the Soul Assassins album, and they had KRS-One was there, a lot of Dark Man. They had just about everybody that was on the album in the documentary, and he's doing part 3. Part 3 is coming out in May, and then he said he's working on part 4 already, but it's almost finished. So yeah, that's a dope little Muggs documentary about Soul Assassins Volume 1. It's on his YouTube channel, so check it out. That's a classic. We never talked about that album, right?
No,
Yeah.
to be real with you, I have to re-listen to that. It's been years since I've checked that album out.
Part 1 is definitely like the best one. I know that part 2 was okay. It wasn't. I don't think it was promoted enough though. But part 1 is definitely like the best one so far. I want to hear how part 3 gonna be, because he's been working with a lot of people, a lot of the newer cats now. So I'm pretty sure like we're gonna get like Rock Marcy and Rome Streets and Flea Lord on that. Little Ito. Some of the cats he's been working with. It's like so much shit. It's like hard to keep up. You gotta like really be on YouTube for like a good 2 hours just to keep up with the new music and stuff coming out.
Right.
Because
motherfuckers just talk shit like, oh, I got an album dropping the next week.
Right.
Like,
it's like they don't even tell you. It's like a surprise project. It's like you just gotta. Yeah, I follow like a lot of different hip hop sites, so it's like I always know like every Friday something's coming out, or Monday or something. So
I feel you, but I'm gonna call it a night because my laptop's about to die and shit like that. So I'm gonna charge it a little bit before I go to bed. But this has been a dope little live stream. Thank y'all so much for Neeboy and Mike for dropping by tonight. Few announcements I gotta make though. One, the next part of the rap albums list is gonna be 10 o'clock tomorrow and stuff like that. I'm also gonna record those unsung episodes for you and send it to you and shit like that. Hopefully, it won't be a lot of hassle and shit like that.
Right.
And then Monday we're gonna talk about the Beat Nuts double review, Intoxicated Demons,
that's
and Street Level.
You
said what?
That's at 8
Yeah,
p.m.
Monday at 8. Yep.
We on tonight at 10 p.m. It's early. I know people want to see us early now. So.
Well, yeah, because I gotta work early Tuesday anyway and shit. That's why I'm doing it Monday early.
Right.
But yeah, man. Definitely got some dope shit I'm working on at the moment too. So hopefully I'm trying to get all that shit done. I was supposed to do some work tonight, but since I got back later than expected, I'm just gonna go straight to bed after I finish up this because I am tired and I gotta wake up early just to get my car looked at and shit. So I gotta drive all the way to fucking Smithfield, right? Which if I don't do it tomorrow, I'll probably do it Monday.
So I've always been a night owl, boy. I stay up late, man. I'm more of a night person. Yeah.
Hell yeah, but I appreciate this try as usual. I may do a video on the Batman, but I'm gonna rewatch it again just to really get my full thoughts and stuff like that. But anyway, hope y'all have a good night. Peace.
Peace.